All right, guys, today is March the 14th, 2018. And today I'm going to talk about Nazis and that we're in the exact same situation as the conservatives in Germany. And you got to understand, French, there were all kind of people that were killed in Germany. They were conservatives, period. They were Christians. They were Jews, okay? These are God's people. And if you haven't noticed that these war people, they don't kill. For example, when we went to Vietnam, we were killing farmers. Same thing in Korea. We were just killing innocent families. Same thing in Iran and Iraq and Palestine. We're killing farmers. We're killing the good guys. And finally, America is waking up and going, what the hell are we doing? We're killing people for rich cocksuckers. And we're stealing their resources. And these people are spiritual people. And it's just like the symbol of just like Jesus Christ. They release Barabbas. They let the evil people die. And then they kill the good guys. In the Old Testament, God says you have to get rid of evil. He says it very clear. Okay? I mean, it's so bad that God says if a woman cheats on her husband, stone her to death. Okay, and what he's trying to tell you is that you have to stop evil. There are actually people on this earth that will never cheat. Okay, now I think that's a little extreme because there's so much influence in our lives to do bad things. So I don't agree with stoning somebody because they cheat. But let me tell you something. When you're somebody like Hillary Clinton that sells uranium-1 to Russia, she gives weapons to our enemies, and then she gets on the TV and says, take away weapons from us, and then kills people in Benghazi. I mean, and Obama, drone striking children and women, and he's not killing the bad guys. They've been killing the good, so is Bush. They've just been killing the good guys. So let's get to this. So Prescott Bush was a Nazi collaborator. He funded Hitler through a bank called Union Bank of New York. New Orleans, CIA controlled. It is a mind control capital of the world. The New Orleans puts all kind of chemicals in the water, in the drinking water. So does New York, okay? You're looking at a city of pure evil. Now New York has been literally given to the Muslims. First they say the Muslims blow up the building, and now they've given it to the Muslim. You got a Muslim mayor. You got like over 1,000 Muslim police officers. I mean, I thought they blew up a building. I mean, first they tell you, oh, if you're not with us, you're against us, says Bush, and the Muslims blew up the building. We're going to go kill them. But they give New York to Muslims. It's absolutely insane. And then they give California to the Chinese, which is nothing also by CIA controlled. It's a dictator society. It's a Nazi dictator society. Period. These people can't even say anything about their government. You say anything about the government, they'll kill your whole family in China. And don't tell me it doesn't happen, because I've met people from China. I used to work in finance, automotive finance, and I used to talk to these people. I interviewed them. I'd find out all about their life because I'd have to sell them to the banks. So I've met thousands of Chinese people direct from China. So don't tell me I don't know what. I met people from India, Iran, Iraq, all over the world, Jordan. I know what's going on in the world, guys. Okay? I was one of these guys that were allowing these, financing these people with free interest loans, 0% finance, Toyota, Nissan, all of them gave them preferred loans. They can come in and buy car dealerships, businesses, gas stations, you name it, free interest to where the American can't. Now, 7-year military veteran, I would have to say, sorry, you got to go get a cosigner. But then somebody comes on a work visa, I would give them 0% interest. The banks were preferable. Guys, we're not dealing. Bankers are Nazis. They hate good people, period. They hate Christians. They hate Jews. They hate anybody that's a good person, okay? That's right-brained, okay? That's spiritual. They hate, they hate doctors that are holistic, okay? That really know how to heal a human being. And people go, oh, there's no cure for cancer. Sure there is. Eat God's food. Of course there's a cure, but they're never going to tell you that. If you're raised on God's food, you die on God's food, you never have cancer, and that's a fact. And then people like, what's his name, the bike rider, he's trying to tell you that, with his website, and all of a sudden he's got all his awards stripped from him because he's trying to do something good for the world. Can't do that if you're trying to do something good for the world like me and try to save human beings from dying and exposing the evils that are around us. Then they want to kill you. They want to kill you. You're targeted. All right, so we know George Bush, Prescott Bush, funded Nazis. We know that George Soros, on a CNN video, said, okay, you confiscated property from the Jews and the Christians and the conservative people, right? Yes, I did. He admitted it. And then they said, did you enjoy that? I mean, was that bothersome to you? He goes, no. He enjoyed it. That was good for him. That was one of his favorite days. He actually had a little smirk on his face, and he goes, I have no problem with that. I am a Nazi. And we have this guy putting Clinton, and these people are voting for this man? And then you have George Soros funding almost everything. The PSYOPs, the Muslims coming into the country, the Chinese coming into the country, the Hispanic people coming into this country that are killing people, murdering people. Matter of fact, the two people that were terrorizing me for years were two Hispanics living in my neighborhood. So I don't know what it is, but somehow they get to these Hispanic people. And even Donald Trump says, we got a big problem with this wall. We got to build this wall. We got a big problem. And then these people can vote. So they're got millions of people over here illegally and voting. And then they're just fighting. And then when ICE goes to arrest some of these people, what happens? The mayor of California says, Oakland says, oh yes, run for the hills. They're coming for you. And she collaborates with criminals, okay? And puts our police officers in jeopardy. And this is why I'm trying to tell you, police officers, I have always been pro-police. Police, all I've tried to say is stand by the human beings, not the dead entity corporations. You don't want to stand by a corpse. That's a dead entity. You want to stand by humans, God's people. The meek always inherit the earth, guys, okay? So that's all I'm trying to tell the police. Today, when I went and talked to a police officer and I'm saying, hey, this is what's going on. They're hacking my phones. This is George Soros funded, guys. This is Nazi funded. And they're doing exactly what Hitler did to the letter. And it's crazy that the police don't see this. And we try to say, look, I go to people and I go to the police and I'll say, look, I am not a terrorist. You guys are treating me like a terrorist. You're following me around. You're trying to false flag me. You're falsely arresting me. Why? Because some Nazi, George Soros, is paying you to do it? That's exactly why. It's got nothing to do with me being a good person or a bad person. It's just, the system is designed to support money. And George Soros has unlimited trillions of dollar funding. He's got the Medici family. He's got the Rockefellers' money. He's got the Morgans, the Stanleys. He's got the money that they stole from the Pentagon. He's got the money that they stole from the LIBOR scandal, which is, about $400 trillion. Okay, he's got all this money to win elections, and they're rigging the elections. If you take out the conservatives, just like Hitler did, or George Soros did, that's like saying Hitler was a survivor of the Holocaust. They're trying to say that George Soros is a survivor of the Holocaust. He was a collaborator of the Holocaust. So was Bush. Can you believe we had Bush running Florida? Now we have disaster in Florida. You got so many murders in Florida. I know people that live there in Miami and at that area. And they say, oh my God, Fred, it's like they find bodies all over. I had one guy that I was a friend of mine that was a forest manager. He said there were bodies everywhere, cocaine, marijuana being shipped into Florida. Is Miami Vice is very real. Okay, there's some serious shit going on. Tequila Sunrise. Why don't you watch that movie? Okay, there's some serious drug dealing going on, guys. And what's the drugs for? To disable and to addict the Native American people, to get us addicted to drugs. And so is the pharmaceutical drugs. So are the vaccines to get us sick, chronically ill. So are the cell towers. It's a Trojan horse, guys. It's there to kill you. When they crank up 5G, they're going to be controlling your minds. This is V2K. This is psychotropic warfare. And you have to understand that it's not our generation that's shooting up schools. It's the children, because they've been exposed to microwave radiation even when they were babies. A baby born next to a cell tower will be a psychotic baby. They'll be mentally disturbed. They won't even know their own gender. Okay, this is how bad it is to microwave a baby's brain. There's not much there. And that's what's been going on. And then you got violent movies, and then Hollywood saying, we got to take away the guns. But then they're the number one supporter of violence. They're the number one promoter of violence. But then you got to take away guns. I mean, come on. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Dumbest thing. And if you got a Nazi collaborator like George Soros and Hillary Clinton and Obama saying, take away the guns, are you crazy? Are you insane? I mean, how dumb can we be to allow this? George Bush, Nazi collaborator. Prescott Bush. Hillary Clinton. Obama, Nazi collaborator. Look, Obama is a puppet for the Clintons, and you know it. He is just Clinton, a clone for Clinton. That's all it is, just a puppet to get the blacks to vote. And they did a great job deceiving the American people. But he ain't nothing but a Clinton. That's all he is. He's nothing but a Clinton, and you need to wake up. Bill Clinton and his brother are the largest drug dealers in America. They actually convinced the military to sell drugs. Barbiturates, opiates. Okay? This is what's killing our children. It's killing more kids than guns. Way more kids than guns. And then suicide with all these frequency technologies of directed energy weapons shooting into your house, microwave, ultrasonic radiation that cause severe depression. Men are killing themselves like crazy because all you need is an external source like my friend Marvin with his wife taking him to court 10 times in 1 year for child support. And then all of a sudden you lose some of your income because you get fired or from some George Soros funded money. Okay. And then you got a neighbor over here. There's a neighbor right over here that was shooting microwave radiation into the house. He moved out the same day that Marvin killed himself. He was moving out because he got scared. So guys, please wake up. You have to wake up. This is really happening in America. We have Nazis in our government, and Donald Trump's trying to get rid of it.